I've been spending my time in the Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster testing out a bunch of tips and fun things that I used to do in the original game to see if they still work. I'll be putting them in the order that you'll most likely come across them naturally if you want to follow along with me. Before we begin, some of these were in my previous video of 4 beginner tips that I hoped would still work in the Deluxe Remaster, and you can click on the screen if you want to go watch that one first. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Keep your eyes peeled. You can see PP spots now without having your camera out, and if you take pictures of them you can get massive amounts of PP to level up Frank quickly. The first thing I always did in the original was grab this shotgun off the dead body when the zombies first break into the mall. Luckily it's still here in the Deluxe Remaster. Don't use it yet though, just hold on to it and I'll explain why later. On your way into the mall, make sure you pick up my favorite weapon in the game, the beautiful busty torso. There definitely are some more fun weapons to use in the game, but because you have 3 of them in this warehouse that you walk back and forth through all the time, they are super convenient and still surprisingly OP in this remaster. Once you get into Paradise Plaza, there's so much that you can do. Unfortunately, if you're like me, you probably don't have much inventory space yet, but not to worry, let's get Frank some massive PP first. In my last video, someone left an awesome comment with some really cool ways to get some PP, so let's try some of those first. They said that you can heat up pans on some stoves to get PP. Let's try the one inside Jill's sandwiches first. Great, that one works. Next, let's take the pan and head upstairs to the Colombian Roastmaster to try that one out. And that one works too. You can take a picture of the statue for some PP, and inside the Child's Play store, this big yellow Servbot head is also a PP sticker. Most of the signs above the stores are also PP stickers that you can take pictures of, so make sure to do those too. We'll be back to Paradise Plaza in a minute, but first let's head over to the food court to get Frank more PP. You are going to trigger a boss fight against Carlito when you first head over here, but if you held onto the shotgun like I told you to before, we can try something cool. In the original game, the shotgun had ridiculous range, and you could just snipe Carlito as soon as you gain control of Frank. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work that way anymore in the remaster, but if you get in close, you can still light him up with the shotgun. After the fight, make sure you take a picture of all the store signs in the food court to get more PP. Now we have 2 more stoves that we can use to heat up some pans with. First one is in That's a Spicy Meatball, and then the other one is in Chris's Fine Foods. Once those are done, hop up next to Chris's big face and grab the submachine gun. Use it to shoot all these plates on the wall to get a bunch more PP. And now we can move on to El Fresca Plaza for a lot more stuff to do. First, let's head into the gym on the right hand side. To avoid zombies following you in, don't break the glass and instead just use the sliding doors over here. There's a bunch of PP stickers in here to take pictures of. There's 2 posters over on the walls, the gym's name on another wall, and then there's one on a treadmill and another one on an exercise bike. Next, give Frank a workout by hopping up on one of the treadmills and just running forward until you get a PP notification. Do this for all of them to get some bonus PP. Next, come smack these 4 punching bags until they break to get more PP. Be careful though, they hit back. Leave the gym and follow the path to this fountain area. And you can also find a submachine gun here if you want one. If you head over to this Colombian Roastmasters next to the fountain, we can use our final stove for some PP. And if you've been following along and used all the previous stoves, you get bonus PP too. Aside from playing dress up and taking pictures of PP spots, there's not a whole lot to do here. However, that comment earlier did mention that you can spin the clothing racks inside the Shooting Star and the Jason Wayne Sporty Goods stores to get some easy PP. And sure enough, it still works. Oh, and there's another submachine gun hidden in this tree near the escalators if you want another one. You can continue to follow the story and save some survivors for a while, but eventually stepping outside to the courtyard will trigger a boss fight against some convicts in a truck. And they are probably the most annoying enemies in the entire game. But if you bring a submachine gun and a beautiful busty torso or 2 with you, it will make this fight much easier. First, use the submachine gun to take out the guy in the gunner seat as quick as possible. After he's dead, you can then put your focus on the other 2. If you run out of ammo, you can bait them to charge at you. If you can get them stuck on a tree, you can just hit them pretty easily. But even if they hit you with their truck, they'll just sit there for a second, letting you run up and smack them with the beautiful busty torso to absolutely destroy them. When they are dead, you can also steal their truck or even hop in the back and rip out the submachine gun. Now that we have more inventory slots and we have a more leveled up Frank, we can do some more cool stuff over here. This is probably the funniest way to kill bosses in the entire game, and I hope it still works. First, go over to Jill's Sandwiches and pick up a pie, and then a condiment off the ground too. Head upstairs to the Colombian Roastmasters and put both of those ingredients into the blender. A drink called Spitfire should pop out. If you drink it, it will make Frank's spit do damage to enemies. To make Frank spit, just unequip your weapon by hitting down on the D-pad and then just aim and shoot. It only lasts a couple of minutes though, but you can always make more of them and put them in your inventory for later. By the way, if you're tired of walking around everywhere, head across from the coffee shop to the sporting goods store and grab a skateboard. It's so much quicker than walking. Just make sure to avoid hitting zombies while riding around because it does break the board rather quickly. Also, the katana and the submachine guns that I had showed in my last video are still here in the same spots. There isn't a whole lot to do in the park outside, but there is a path that leads to a parking lot, and if you steal the red car that's here and head down into the tunnels, then head over to this underground warehouse, you can pick up a key. This unlocks doors leading to the underground tunnels from every single plaza throughout the entire mall. It is dangerous to run around here without a vehicle though. Luckily, a car spawns over here underneath Paradise Plaza, and also a truck over here underneath the supermarket in the North Plaza, and that will give you a quick way to travel around the mall. Eventually, you will get a call from Otis about the roller coaster in Wonderland Plaza being out of control. I recommend bringing a submachine gun and a beautiful busty torso with you when you come check it out. You will get into a boss fight with Adam the Clown whenever you inspect the controls, so be careful. The easiest way to beat him is to keep your distance, dodge his knives, and when he starts blowing up this balloon, just shoot it and he will take a ton of damage. After you beat him, run up and grab his chainsaw before turning off the roller coaster. After a quick scene, his chainsaw reappears and then you can pick up a second one right away. It will also start respawning here from now on if you ever want to come and pick up another one later. If you follow the guy that you saved from the roller coaster, he will lead you all the way over here to the girls' bathroom. This unlocks a shortcut between here and the girls' bathroom over in Paradise Plaza, which is super convenient. Also, that comment from my last video mentioned that you can hop up on the seats in the roller coaster and ride it around for some more PP. I had to leave the area and wait a while after killing Adam, but it did work. The North Plaza is under construction, so there really isn't a whole lot to do over here. There is a bunch of PP stickers on all the store signs inside of the supermarket. Also, beautiful busty torsos scattered all throughout the empty stores. But if you come over here to the small hallway, there is a sign that mentions a hunting shack. Head all the way to the back and then you'll find a gun store here. It has unlimited shotguns and sniper rifles. Be careful though, when you first arrive here there's a chance you might trigger a boss fight. Using a submachine gun though should make quick work of him. This was just some early game stuff that I had found so far, but I'm going to continue messing around with the deluxe remaster for the next couple of weeks, so if you're curious about anything else, or maybe you found some cool tips and tricks of your own, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. If any of these tips helped you out, clicking the like button and subscribing to the channel will go a long way to show your support, so thank you. Click the video on the left if you guys want to watch more tips videos from me, and then click the video on the right if you want to watch something that YouTube recommends. Have a bloody good time everyone, and see you in the next video.
I've covered wars, you know.